truth universally acknowledged that a young man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of
a wife.
A wife.
A wife.
A wife?
A wife.
Ugh.
This
Is a tale
of love. Heartbreak.
romance and calamity.
Friendships.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom. Clap, 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 clap.
And hostilities.
Presenting.
The relationships including two sisters and their suitors.
First, the rather
Complicated.
unique correlation between Mr. Darcy
And Elizabeth Bennet.
and the relationship between
Mr. Bingley.
and Jane Bennet. Along with the girl's parents, the submissive Mr. Bennet, the father,
As well as the obsessive
Mrs. Bennet.
Mama.
tries to send her daughters off and get them married,
Wedded.
hitched,
To tie the knot. To someone of grade 12.
and high social status.
ASAP.
Pride
And Prejudice.
by Jane Austen. Mr. Bennet! Mr. Bennet!
Have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? My dear, you must know that Netherfield is taken by a Mr. Bingley, a young man of large fortune. He came down on Monday to see the place and was so much delighted that he's going to take possession by the end of next week. Ah! My dear, how can you be so tiresome? A single man of large fortune. 4 or 5,000 a year. What's a fine thing for our girls? He's very lucky that he may fall in love with one of them. I dare say Mr. Bingley will dance with one of the girls at the next ball.
At the ball, Elizabeth had been obliged by the scarcity of gentlemen to sit down for 2 dances. During part of this time, Mr. Darcy had been near enough for her to overhear a conversation between him and Mr. Bingley. Come, Darcy, you had better not die.
I certainly shall not. Besides, you'll dance with Jane, the only handsome creature in the room.
Jane is the most beautiful creature I have ever beheld. But there is her sister Elizabeth sitting just behind you, who is very pretty, very agreeable. Do let me ask my partner to introduce you.
She is tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me. You better return to your partner and enjoy her smiles, for you're wasting your time with me. Mr. Darcy's manners gave a disgust which turned the tide of his popularity, and Elizabeth remained with no cordial feelings towards him. However, she's becoming an object of some interest in his eyes, who took her so much by surprise in his application for her hand that she accepted him. What think you of books?
Books? Oh no. I'm sure we never do the same, or not the same feelings.
I'm sorry you think so. But if that be the case, it can be no answer subjects. We may compare our different opinions.
No. I cannot think of books so long.
But present always occupies you with such scenes, does it?
Yes. I remember hearing that you, Mr. Darcy, hardly ever forgave. And your resentment, once created, is unappeasable. You are very cautious, I suppose, as to its being created,
I am.
and never allow yourself to be blinded by prejudice.
I hope not.
It is particularly incumbent on those who never change their opinion to be secure of the troubling at first.
May I ask what these questions tend?
Merely the illustration of your character. I'm trying to make it out.
And what is your success?
I do not feel at all. It is such a different account of you. As puzzle me exceedingly.
I might readily believe that reported very greatly with respect to me, and I could wish that you were not to sketch my character at the present moment. But there is reason to fear that the performance will have left no credit on either.
What if I do not take to your likeness now? I may never have another opportunity.
I would by no means suspend any pleasure of yours.
After the ball, Jane, who had been cautious in her praise of Mr. Bingley before, expressed to her sister Elizabeth how very much she admired him.
He's just what a man ought to be. Sensible, good-humored, lively. I've never seen such happy manners. So much ease, with such perfect good breeding. He is also handsome, which every man should be if he most possibly can. His character answered my complaint. I was very much flattered by his asking me to dance a second time. Oh, that's a... Mr. Bingley has left Netherfield. Mr. Bingley's left Netherfield! Without any intention of going back again! I was very much flattered by his asking me to dance a second time!
Mr. Bingley has left Netherfield. This must have been Mr. Darcy's doing. He was certainly no friend to Jane.
In vain I have struggled. It will not do. My feelings cannot be oppressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you. I admire and love you. In spite of all my endeavors to conquer my feelings, I hope to be rewarded by your acceptance of my hand.
If I could feel any gratitude, I would now thank you. But I cannot. I have never desired your good opinion, and you have certainly bestowed it most unwillingly.
Is this all the reply I have the honor of expecting? I might perhaps inquire why I am thus rejected.
And I may quite why, so as a design of offending and insulting me. You chose to tell me you like me against your will, against your reason, and even against your character! And do you think any consideration would tempt me to accept the man who's been the means of ruining the happiness of a most beloved sister?
I have no such denying that I did everything in my power to separate my friend from your sister, or that I rejoice in my success. I believe Jane to be indifferent to him, but towards him I've been much kinder than towards myself.
From the very beginning of my acquaintance with your cheap and selfish disdain was felt that promise not so immovable a dislike.
I'm not ashamed of my feelings. They were natural and just. Do you expect me to congratulate myself in the hopes of relations whose consistent living is so decidedly beneath my own?
You could not have made the offer of your hand in any possible way that would have tempted me to accept it.
You said quite enough. Forgive me for taking so much of your time. Accept my best wishes of your health and happiness. After a few weeks, the carriage drove up the lawn of the Bennets, and to their great surprise, Mr. Bingley, and Mr. Bingley only, entered the room.
He pronounced that he loved each other.
Oh, well.
And
If
their
their engagement was formed.
Moreover, Elizabeth was astonished to find that Mr. Darcy had told Mr. Bingley that he believed himself mistaken, and that he felt no doubt of their happiness together.
Jane and Bingley were together again because of Mr. Darcy's doing.
And Elizabeth's heart whispered that he had done it.
Her own feelings towards him changed. Then, one morning,
I have been a selfish creature. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Exceedingly sorry. If your feelings as they were before, then tell me so at once. My affections and wishes are unchanged. One word from you will silence me on the subject forever.
Engaged to Mr. Darcy? Cannot be.
But Jane, I speak nothing but the truth. He still loves me, and we are engaged.
But I know how much you dislike him.
You know nothing of the matter.
I know nothing of the matter. Oh, but this isn't true!
Oh, I do congratulate you.
You are to be the happy